line of the first stanza in the national anthem. The label of our heroes past shall never be in vain emphasizes on our late patriotic heroes who have served the country and deserve to be celebrated. Cross River State Chapter of the Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) has indicated interest in who becomes the next governor of the state. The body, though non-partisan, is demanding quality leadership come 2023. When you say that something such as beauty or art is in the eye of the beholder, what exactly does it mean? Is it a matter of personal opinion? These and other interesting reports are on our lineup for you tonight. It is another exciting edition of our Sunday special package, and we are delighted to have you join us. I am Achibombasi. Welcome. Governor Ben Ayade, for the first time since joining the All Progressives Congress last year, will be attending the APC Governors Forum meeting in Abuja. The governor stated this while speaking to newsmen at the Margaret Ekpu International Airport, Calabar. Paul Abel has the report.
Ahead of the 2023 general elections, the All Progressives Congress governors are meeting in Abuja to strategize on critical issues to place the party on good standing in all the states across the country. This, the Cross River State Governor says, is willing to leverage on to contribute its quota to ensure the APC sustains power at the center.
This trip is to actually have a high-level interaction and discussions with my colleagues on critical issues as we approach 2023, and to draw up an agenda that will have a clear understanding of my role and the position of Cross River State in the emerging politics. So I look forward to coming back with a lot of good news concerning all the issues that affect Cross River, including some of our critical projects and our prospective ambition as a state in order to support this nation and support the APC government to sustain power and to stay relevant in the government of the day.
Cross River State is the only APC governed state in the south-south of Nigeria. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has ordered a major military operation in Niger State, which has first continued attacks on its communities by bandits and remnants of Boko Haram terrorists fleeing theater of war in the northwestern and northeastern parts of the country. In a clear directive to the defense headquarters, the president asked the military to respond robustly to the cases of killings and kidnappings in the state and to give effect to the strategic objectives through the use of force. The president also sent a message to the government and people of Niger State expressing sincere sympathies over the recent security incident. He said the federal government is willing to strengthen support and cooperation with all the states towards totally defeating the criminal elements. The president reiterated that security is a responsibility of all, and only through solidarity and cooperation with law enforcement agencies can the desired peace enterprise be achieved. Meanwhile, More than 1,000 people have benefited from the 3-day free medical outreach organized by the Defense Headquarters Special Operations Force Brigade BIDA. The brigade commander, Brigadier General Innocent Alota, said the outreach is to commemorate this year's Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Jones Ajayi reports.
The 3-day medical outreach with the theme Touching Lives, Impacting Communities focused on blood pressure, sugar level, and eye checks, as well as distribution of reading glasses and health talk. The brigade commander, Defense Headquarters Special Operations Force, Brigadier General Innocent Olota, said the outreach was organized sequel to the directive of the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo, to mark the Armed Forces Remembrance Day and impact positively on the lives of their host communities. He noted that the program will further strengthen the civilian-military relationship and enable the armed forces gather information to be processed into intelligence to enhance their operations.
We need to relate with the people. We have a health facility back in the barrack, and we feel that if we reach out to the community, look into their health situation, and even give them access to the health facility, it will go a long way to bond the barrack community with the neighboring community.
Today, I come to check myself to know what is worrying me.
We really appreciate the military personnel that send this across to our community.
The 3-day medical outreach was carried out in Sabongida, Emilugi, and Sashi communities in Bidda. Jones Ajayi, NTA News.
In a similar development, the 2022 Armed Forces Remembrance Week celebration has climaxed with the laying of wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. The public ceremony, which took place at the Millennium Park Nta Calabar, is in honor of Nigerian fallen heroes who fought in the First and Second World War and those who died in the cause of protecting the integrity of Nigeria while on duty. Erika Ive was there and completes the report.
Wreath laying is an integral part of the Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration, which traditionally allow various service commanders, the governor, chief judge, speaker, among others, to pay their respect as a tribute to the unknown soldier.
Monies were raised by individuals, by government, and so on. So that is one way such money is put together, what we use to try to help the widows and the orphans.
When you work hard and you fight for your country, then your country stands by you. That is, for me, the greatest honor a man can get in his lifetime.
Respondents say remembering the people that fought for the peace of Nigeria is a mark of great honor, hence the need for all to pray and support their families financially.
Life is very difficult with two persons, and so having one person there as a widow, as a woman, being faced with the challenges is always very difficult. And so we should always put them in our prayers, and whatever we plan to do with our families, we should always remember to take care of them.
It has been a successful one, and we thank God. We pray for those colleagues who are still at the war front.
A major high point at the occasion was the presentation of a brand new Toyota Hilux to a retired Army Warrant Officer, Stephen Ekpe, for his meritorious service to the country by Commander 13th Brigade, Major General Peter Mala, who represented the Chief of the Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya.
I really want to thank the Chief of Army Staff, which I respect so much, in the person of Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya. He's a man of his word. He's a man of integrity.
Lots of activities, which include a parade, gunshot, as well as laying of wreath, spice off the occasion.
allocated on the 15th of January every year. The change to January 15th of every year.
The occasion attracted military personnel, religious clerics, traditional rulers, top government officials, as well as the civil society. In Calabar, Erika Evie, NTA News.
And away from the Armed Forces celebration, in an effort to enforce safer roads in Cross River State, the Vehicle Inspection Unit of the Department of Public Transportation says vehicles that are not roadworthy will be taken off the roads from January 30th, 2022. Director Road Traffic Officer Paul Pepe stated this during a one-day training for personnel on ICT technology and persuasive law enforcement. Correspondent reports. Describing the theme of the workshop, Adapting ICT Technology and Persuasive Law Enforcement, a tool for safer roads and improve revenue generation in Cross River State as apt, the Executive Chairman, State Internal Revenue Generation, Akpanke Oga, commends the vehicle inspection officers who have been adjudged to have the most professional and finest personnel in the discharge of duty in Nigeria.
Yes, they're doing a fantastic job. Cross River is a big state, geographically, so I know the VIOs probably have a lot of challenges in mobility, staffing, training, which we observed, especially training adapting technology and all that.
The Chief Vehicle Inspection Officer, Paul Bepe, while speaking on the need for persuasive enforcement for safer routes, also reiterates the need for data manifests.
Like you know, almost all the crimes committed are through the road, either through motorcycle, tricycle or vehicle. So it is now a concern to us as a department to ensure that those things are in place.
The department further disclosed plans to achieve safer routes by improving its services through networking, through public orientation to properly sensitize road users on the do's and don'ts. In Calabar, Achibon Basi, NTA News. Sunday special continues soon. Stay with us and you won't regret your time with us. See you soon. To the juice segment of our package tonight. Leadership of the Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) in Cross River State is encouraging eligible voters to obtain their voter card preparatory to the 2023 general elections so that they can exercise their franchise. The body made their position known when the Ben Akak Foundation visited in Calabar. Correspondent reports. While commending the chairman Ben Akak Foundation, Ben Akak, and his dear wife Jocelyn Akak for being instrumental to the activities and actions of CAN in the state over the years, the religious body says the church, though non-partisan, is interested in quality leadership come 2023.
It is a long journey, but very simple in the sight of the Lord. For 12 good months, the Lord has preserved our life to see this great year. And we cannot count it that the last year was too bad, it wasn't bad for us. We count it all glorious because it has made it possible for us to survive.
Highlighting some of its programs for the year 2022, the body says it will embark on political advocacy to educate Christians on the need to vote in leaders who have the pedigree to impact lives with good works and are ready to represent God as well as the people when voted into office.
Let this be known for all those who intend to come, that there will be a platform whereby everyone who desires to take an office should not just come for prayers, but make an open declaration before the people that I want to do this, I think I can do this, I think I can do this.
The chairman, Ben Akak Foundation, Ben Akak, says the visit became imperative to reawaken the consciousness of religious leaders on the need to be actively involved in the forthcoming general elections in the state.
We must strive to put our own in government. Who will become the voice of the church in government? Who will become the voice of the church in leadership? Who will become the voice of the church in where critical decisions are taken?
Meanwhile, Ben Akak appealed to the leadership of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, not to relent in supporting the Ben Ayade administration. In Calabar, Achibong Basi, NTA News. An illustration, according to the Oxford Dictionary, is an act of explaining or decorate situation to be clearer for understanding. Most teachers or preachers use general illustrations to describe their points. Now, the question is, for the preachers of the gospel, is it appropriate to use other people's situation as illustration while preaching? Correspondent Odealeo has details.
Some clerics have diverse opinions regarding the proper way of using illustration during preaching, while others reason that it could cause an embarrassment to the person concerned.
We learn from other people's mistake. If I'm preaching and I have a story that relates to what I'm preaching, I can use it to illustrate.
We only use the Bible as a background, but we use situations that are around us so that it will affect the individual, the person directly as it is on ground.
If you have to follow the instruction of homiletics, you have to avoid such things. Okay, in the area of testimony, we have bad-faced testimonies and we have bright-faced testimonies. So there are testimony you will give and somebody will be happy.
Others say if men of God are confident to their members, the worshipper's private life should not be shared on the pulpit.
Sometimes what people experience can help other people. All depend on how we put it. As a pastor, it is good for us to use wisdom in whatever we are doing.
And he knows everybody, and he did not want to disgrace anybody. But yet, he preached the same gospel to correct them. So that is how it should be done.
These worshippers kick strongly against using private problems to illustrate a situation to the congregation.
I think it is against the ethics of the a profession of preaching to do that. It's very wrong because it will kill the confidence in people.
I feel really good if I go to my pastor's closet to tell him the problem I'm having, I'm facing at a time. Maybe because of one thing or the other, I will now hear him citing it on stage, using it as a topic to preach to the congregation. I personally will not feel good because we have so many topics in the Bible.
To this end, it is imperative that preachers should carry out proper research from the scripture for illustrations and trade wisely if other people's situation must be used. In Calabar, Ode Alenyo, NTA News.
The common saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, has a literal meaning that the perception of beauty is subjective. Beauty does not exist without observer. Correspondent Benny Achibong in this report seek the views of respondents on the psychological connotation and meaning of the phrase.
It's an old axiom and well said that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. The most liberating thing about beauty is realizing that You are the beholder. This empowers finding beauty where others do not dare to look, including oneself. What one person finds beautiful may not appeal to another.
Beautiful thing is still beautiful, no matter how you look at it. But it depends on the extent of beauty one attaches to it. Because when you see a flower, a beautiful flower, it's beautiful. So beauty is actually in the eyes of the beholder, because the word beauty is relative. It varies with individuals, but a beautiful thing is still beautiful.
Some people viewed the phrase as having diverse opinion or individual differences.
If you see the eyes of the beholder, you have to see it. If you don't see it, you won't be able to describe how the beauty is. The beauty is for everybody who knows God.
Without somebody being beautiful, you can't say it. And it's only God in heaven that make somebody beautiful, like women.
Depends on the person's character. The person is not a bit friendly with the individual, or it could be the way he dresses, the way he talks.
It is worthy of note that some pretty much things people find beautiful, such as waterfall pouring off a side of a cliff, sunset where warm colors fill the sky, but other people do not find them pleasing to see. In Calabar, Benny Achibong, NTA News.
Thank you, Benny, for that thought-provoking report. And with that report wraps up our package for tonight. Thank you so much for being there, and do have a blessed week ahead.